teachings. And the Dzogchen practice is, of course, really the highest teaching of the Buddha. Every master has mentioned that all the time. It is the highest, it's the most direct teaching, but yet it needs kundros. And also the artists like to encourage those who complete the kundro practice, which is wonderful. If they not complete the kundro practice and process, just really focus on the Vajrasattva practices, at least 10,000, which you can count as part of the kundro practices. We should not kind of neglect that, and because it's the lineage teachings. Lineage teachings, and that means in the teaching always, we are trespassing the treasures of the wisdom rakinis, or the Dharmapalas, who God, and such always said, Ekajati, Rahula, and Vajra Sadhus, Tamti Dodi Lapas, and plus more, they guard this teaching as treasure. Why they carrying is our own treasures? Because they don't want to neglect it and they drop that on the floor. Like to cherish, to glorify ourselves. Then they will be so happy, so will be glorified. They will be excited, happy, and supported. Many times the teaching says, if you glorify your body, if you glorify our inner nature of the mind, Dharmapala is hovering with you day and night, he said. And then the king is that. If not have the bodhicitta and the realization, even you calling Dharmapala all the time, they don't hear. Their ears are kind of listening to the other directions and they're looking. Their ears are so deep, they even don't move. So therefore, this love and compassion, bodhicitta, joy, and follow the instructions of the lineage masters, our kind of like really best capabilities. Then really Dharmapala is own guardian, and not just that, blessing comes. Blessing is realization. Realization comes. What in the teaching always we read, and I mentioned many times, you know that. Great Master Sara said, realization is only coming two factors, which is meritorious and the devotions to the lineages. Meritorious activities, accumulation merit, and then devotions. These two combined together comes realizations. So then bliss enters. Otherwise, if we don't have the devotion and meritorious activities, and then sunlight won't heat. Many times it is like, oh, there's no windows, there's no holes. How sunlight can come? Even there's a billion sunlight outside, clear sky a billion, it always stays dark and cold inside. Because there's no openness of the devotions, appreciations, joy, and bodhicitta, very true activities. When we have that, the billion sun comes, light comes, it shines, blessing comes, and our nature booms. And that's what it's called maturing our minds. Then it truly begins to mature. By the condition of the blessings and our nature as a cause and the condition merge together and the realization booms. Realization comes. That's how really teaching works. Therefore, all this is so important, and therefore kind of take that heart. If we like to get realization, if we like to get some different changes, that's what we should follow. We have to do that. There's no other kind of like emergency exit shortcut than these Dzogchen teachings. We have to do. Or if we like to do some shortcut in this and that thing, we are tracking our own self by our own egos. Our egos and our attitudes. That we've been doing that according to teaching from the biggest times until we meet the teaching of the Buddha and Guru Sambhava. So those are kind of just a highlight, of course. We all know that. We all just reminding each other is what the teaching said. That's Sangha members. We all Sangha members in one boat. In a way, one boat. We're going together and reminding and each other, helping to each other, support to each other along the path. And that is then the gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni said, the Sangha members, Sanghas, kind of connected with the virtuous thought or virtuous attitude, joined together, working together, helping, supporting. So that's what the teaching is. And now we go to this Dzogchen, this what's called Dzogchen, this Mundro.